Why'd you do that? You ruined it.
Quiet on the set. Rolling.
Rolling.
Stop talking.
Please, Alice, quiet. It is a little echoey in here, so we need to...
Okay. We need to be like direct.
Direct and straight to the point.
I'm going to talk to you directly into you, my microphone. I'm talking directly into you. Do you hear me? I'm getting so close to you.
I'm going to talk directly into your earballs.
That was weird.
Into my banana hammock.
Duh.
Go.
Jinx, you owe her everything since you were like, duh, I have my AirPods.
Duh.
You ain't got your AirPods, do you?
Duh. The case was empty. Duh. Go, Alice. You're ticking me off.
Why did I say ticking off?
Ticking off. You're ticking me off.
Is it like a tick-tock, like a clock? Or is it like a tick, like a...
Bomb.
Like a... Oh. Oh my gosh.
Rick has a shirt that says... Rick has a shirt that says... my wife is not fragile like a flower. She's fragile like a bomb.
That's cute. I think you told me that before, but that's really cute. I love it.
Yeah.
That makes me happy.
Also,
it's very true. I'm scared she's going to come in.
I know.
I'm just waiting. Blip, blip. Wow. Calm down. Did you take off your dead cat?
Yeah. I wanted to match you.
Twinsies.
Look at my bracelet.
Look at my bracelet. BFFs.
Forever.
Best buddies. Forever. Thank you for knowing what I meant. Did you have a question for me? Yeah. Oh, wait. No. Do we want to go over this?
Yeah.
Do we want to wait till she comes back?
No.
To be safe. Are you sure?
This is our True Crime Paranormal podcast. That's Bree.
And that is Amy.
You guys should follow like all of our socials.
Yes. We are on Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram, and Snapchat, and, just about anywhere. Just look at WWTM Podcast.
Yeah. And we have a Patreon, too.
Mm-hmm. And Buy Me a Coffee. You can find it all on our website, what'swiththeneighbors.com.
And a link to our merch.
Yes, which there may be a new summer merch coming out soon.
It's a brewing.
It's in the works, guys. Get excited.
Get excited. Also, speaking of merch... Bree is about to ruin someone's life.
Thank you, neighbor.
You should picture Mike so it's like this.
Like put it down to where it's like this.
No, like this. Remember?
I'm scared I want to break it. Like
there
this?
Yeah. So I can see your face.
Okay.
It's so beautiful. You shouldn't hide behind all those wires.
Hello, hello, hello?
Hello.
Okay, I'm still there. Sorry.
Speaking of merch,
Bree
is going to ruin someone's life in a couple minutes.
See, it doesn't stay up very well.
You have to tighten it.
That's
ding
why
dong.
I don't do it.
Yeah, right there.
Oh, that works so much better.
Okay, let's try this again.
Okay.
Speaking of merch, Bree is going to kill somebody.
Yeah.
She's going to be on the jail list tomorrow when I go to work.
Guys, we tend to make mistakes. Okay, so I have a question for you, Amy.
Okay.
Scenario.
I'm in it.
You accidentally get sent something.
Mm-hmm.
You know it's not to you.
Correct.
Because you didn't order it.
Correct.
And it's probably not from a family member because it's very obviously not.
Correct.
What do you do? Honest to God, do you keep it or do you send it back?
Well, it depends on the company that sent it.
Okay.
So if it was like Amazon, I'd reach out to them because they would probably say go ahead and keep it. And then we'd fix the situation.
Yeah.
If it was something that was personalized, I would contact the company and say how do I send this back?
Exactly.
It obviously needs to go to the correct person.
Right.
Right.
Okay. Cool. So you're a good human being.
Thank you.
All right. Awesome.
I also start putting my shopping carts away.
Oh, I'm so glad I made you feel awful about that. I'm so sorry. I feel awful for making you feel awful. I think your child's about to come back in.
Yeah, me too.
Oh my God, Alice. You can beep them.
She doesn't have an iPhone.
You can't do it with other stuff too?
I don't think so.
Oh, that sucks.
I have these. I found them in the car. Those are for Bree.
What is it? Oh, I'm so hungry. I'm starving. Yes. Okay, sweet. I'm going to eat these the whole time you're telling your story.
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay. Shh.
Okay, so I got some cool summer, you guys have seen our pineapple logo, right?
Right.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Me and Amy needed new ones.
Right.
I felt it was time.
It was time.
And it's summertime's coming. I feel like it's more
Yeah.
friendly with summertime season. Gonna murder you. This is gonna be a murder podcast about
Killing a child.
Whoa.
Can you stop talking, please? Thank you.
Okay, so I had some new shirts ordered through Zazzle, who are also one of our sponsors.
Right.
And I mistakenly had them sent to the very last person that I had sent merch to for winning a raffle. And so I didn't realize this, and I'm waiting for these shirts to come in. And last night I look, and it's been a week since I was supposed to get these shirts.
Right.
And it says it's been delivered. And I'm like, no, it hasn't. I don't
Where
have
are
these shirts.
these shirts? Right.
Yeah. So I look at it, and it says, blah, 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 has been delivered to this person. I'm not going to say this person's name because if you're listening, you know who you are. I'm glad this wasn't a gift from my mom or something because I would be really, really upset.
Right.
This was just something for us. But personally, I'm not even mad that this person got the shirts.
Right. Because, cool, you can wear our logo. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. But, I'm just mad that you didn't, reach out to me and let me know.
Yeah. Because, I mean, if... Obviously, they listen to the
my
podcast.
information is all on it, too. My phone number, my address.
Right, but they could reach out to us through our Facebook, through our Twitter, through our email. What's
and
the name?
I tried to find their information. I couldn't find their information anywhere other than their address, and I'm not going to, go to their house.
Yeah, that's awkward.
So, you know who you are if you're listening. Enjoy the pineapple shirts. And also, you better wear the hell out of that shirt and advertise for us because I'm going to be pissed if you don't. Gift it to someone and make them wear it and be like, hey, you see my shirt? They gave it to me for free on accident.
On accident?
Yeah. Also, go through Zazzle, guys, because they asked no questions and they're going to send me new shirts for no questions asked. And, it was my mistake. They're like, oh, I'm so sorry about our mistake. And I'm like, it's not your mistake. It was my dumb mistake because I didn't recheck the address.
Right.
I don't know why it automatically put that address in.
I don't know.
It was so weird. But anyway, that's my rant. I'm annoyed about it. I'm not, like I said, I'm not annoyed that I didn't get my shirts. I'm annoyed that I spent 56. I am annoyed about that.
Yeah.
But,
but you're getting
that I wasn't contacted.
Yeah.
But, I do have a little bit of hope in humanity, and I hope that this person is going to maybe they haven't contacted me because maybe they already are sending them back. You never know. I have to look at the bright side or try to see the bright side.
What is Zazzle gonna do with it though?
I don't know. Maybe
it.
they're gonna surprise mail them to me or something.
They won't do that.
You never know. They have my address. It's on the billing label. I don't know. Maybe not. If you don't, like I said, wear the hell out of the shirts, please, or I'm gonna be really mad. So
and also maybe you
give us a shout out.
Yeah, give us a shout out. Take a picture and post it on Instagram and tag us in it.
I'm not gonna blow you up. I'm not really blowing you up right now, but I kind of am. So it's fine. Whatever. You know what you did. I'm not in the wrong. All right. Do you have a question for me?
I have a question for you.
Wait. More interruptions. I
I don't think I printed.
I knew whenever you said off the phone, you're like, oh, I got to go because I have to buy these now. And I was like, God dang it, Amy.
Okay.
Son of a bitch. These are good.
So these are not the hometown. We're not doing hometown right now, right?
No.
Okay. So this is my question for you. What is the weirdest item you keep by your bed? PG, please.
Oh. Hold on. I'm thinking. Like something that I would need.
I don't know. What's the weirdest thing that's
I mean,
beside
I have
your
a
bed?
Lego Iron Man that I have right next to my. I have a picture of you.
Oh, that is weird.
I have a lot of pictures of people. It's all by. It's my friend's wall.
Oh. What about your Iron Man hand heart thing?
Yeah, I have that as well. My Iron Man arc reactor
Yeah.
that lights up. I use it as my nightlight, as like a nightlight to see in the room.
That's cute.
Oh man, I'm gonna think of something later.
Okay.
Right? If you would have said not PG,
Yeah,
I
I
would have
don't
told
want
you
to know.
some clear liquid that we use for
Stop.
activities.
That's not weird.
I don't know, and also things that have require batteries.
Yeah, sure. sure. Do you want to know the weirdest thing that's on my side of the bed?
Yes,
Fire starters. I don't know. I might need them.
it's just there just because.
They're in my drawer. They're like these little sticks. And I was like, Rick, what are these? He's like, those are fire starters. He's like, why are they in my drawer?
I have candy. I go through it every now and then, my drawers.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the heck is this doing here? I have hospital bands.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Because you take them off and just,
Yeah, I just throw them wherever.
yeah.
And I'm like, maybe one day I'm going to want to look at this.
And remember the time I was in the hospital?
Trash.
Who's going first this week? I went.
You are.
Okay.
I went first last week.
Okay. Do you have a neighborhood story?
Because I was lit. Oh, yeah, we didn't record last week. Hi, guys, by the way. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. We have so many announcements.
Yes.
So we had that one announcement about Bree getting shoplifted from... Shoplifted? So we had that one announcement. And then now...
Amy has something to tell you.
I have something I have to tell you.
Amy's breaking up with me.
We had to dismantle the podcast room today. So
It's very, like,
if it's a little echoey, we're sorry.
it's very weird.
It's very weird. We're sitting in like an empty room, basically, except for like our equipment. And because I'm moving. Yep.
Yes.
Out of Alaska.
It was a very quick decision.
Yeah. So, and that's why things have been kind of weird. This last couple weeks, you know, we skipped last week because I literally had zero time to even
Breathe.
edit the podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bree edited the
Yeah,
podcast.
guys. I did it by myself. Sorry, I was so proud of myself. When
I was
did
like,
that.
Bree, you have to download this app, download this program, and edit the
I
podcast.
was like,
'Cause
this is
I don't
taking me
have time.
like 5 hours because my Mac does not like this.
No.
But we're going to do it because
So,
it's fun.
yeah, it was, and so it's just been a whirlwind of things. It was a last minute decision. We need to get down to somewhere where my husband can breathe.
Yeah.
So he came up, and because he's been helping my grandma, he came back up and he's like, all right, we're moving. And I was like, great. So
It's going to be a good thing.
yeah, it's going to be a good thing. It was going to have to happen anyways because Bree is leaving me. So she was like, I'm leaving next winter. And I was like, bet. So I was like, I'm going to leave first so that I can't be sad that you're
I'm not
leaving
going to
me.
be sad. You're going to be sad.
Yeah, exactly.
I know.
So what? No, stop it. It's fine.
It's not going to change. We're still going to do the podcast, just so you guys know.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. It'll be-
right now, this is why it's been kind of sporadic and, like, up in the air where
we don't know when we're going to record.
Yeah, last minute not recording or, like, changing our minds. And so, like, if that happens, then, you know, she'd be like, okay,
Just roll with it with us.
think of
please.
Amy and her family and
Yeah.
hope that everything goes well and to plan.
Yeah. So that's what's happening. And I might be able to stay with Bree for a little bit. Huh?
Why are you saying might?
Oh, because you might not need to.
Yeah, I might not need to. Like, if this house doesn't sell,
I'm just going to lock her in my basement.
Yeah. So, anyways, so that's what's happening. Okay. So I think that's it for our announcements, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, do you have a neighborhood story?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hold on. It's giving me a Twitter link.
Oh, mine are from Twitter too.
Thank you. Twitter. Also, at WWTN Podcast. Follow us on Twitter, guys.
Also, you should follow me on Twitter because I'm really funny.
I'm never on Twitter. I hate Twitter.
And basically,
I'm
it's
sorry,
just,
guys who like Twitter, but Twitter sucks. It's stupid. And it only lets you put a certain amount of text in a freaking
140.
post.
Yeah.
It's dumb because I have like so many things that have to go in like our descriptions for our episodes. And I'm like, let me just make Twitter cut it down big time. All the rest of the Twitter, you need to change your shit.
Yeah, come on, Elon Musk.
Yeah, Musk. What's that? What is that name even? Huh? Musk?
Lower your voice, Brie.
Sorry.
um,
I'm really passionate about this topic.
Clearly. Actually, listen to. Did you know he didn't even want to buy Twitter?
Why did he buy it?
He wanted to buy it, but then he realized that it wasn't going to be how he wanted it to be. And so he's like, I don't want to buy it. But he was like,
he can't profit from it?
Well, no, he was basically forced to buy it. $140 billion.
To buy a website? That's dumb.
Or was it 40 billion? I think it was 140 billion. I listened to a whole podcast about it. It was very fascinating.
That was interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't want to buy it. Anyways.
Oh, wait. I did this one last week.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, last time. That was when I was drunk.
Oh.
It was one about the dead parakeet.
Oh, yeah. That was sad.
Okay.
You're also getting really tan from being outside.
Thank you. All right. Found orange male cat, huge balls. Found orange male cat, huge balls.
Anyone missing this boy? He's been hanging out at our house on Mulberry. Very loud talker, clean, largest set of testicles I've ever seen on a cat.
Does have huge. They're freaking huge. These things are massive. I'm just gonna send it to you because I don't want to turn around my laptop.
Okay.
He's cute. He's a very cute orange cat.
Like Tony.
Yeah, but he's not fluffy.
Oh.
He's a straight hair cat. There you go. Zoom in on those bad boys.
Do I have to?
Yeah. Trust me, you're gonna wanna. You won't need to zoom in on those. These are really good.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Is he okay?
I feel like he's gonna cut off his circulation on him from sitting on them like that.
I know.
Are you okay? You just chill?
Are you
Okay.
listening to us?
She's got her headphone in.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, weirdo.
All right.
So last week, or the last episode, I left off with telling the story of Bonnie and Clyde.
Yay. Sorry, guys, for keeping you hanging on the cliffhanger.
Yeah, so sorry. So we last left off Bonnie, Clyde, Buck, and Blanche. Was it Blanche?
Yeah.
Blanche.
I think it's Blanche, actually.
And Blanche were at a cabin hiding out, and a local pharmacist had spotted Clyde and Buck buying bandages at the pharmacy.
Bonnie's bony leg.
Bonnie's, yes. And so he called the police to let them know, and the gang fled while being shot at, and Buck was struck in the head, exposing a section of his brain, and Blanche got shards of glass in her eyes.
Ew.
So that's where we left off. Okay. So they take off. What are you doing?
I feel like if I'm away from the microphone, I'm not trying to chew in the microphone. I should do this so it doesn't try to pick up you.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if that helps.
I have no idea. I don't think so.
Okay.
Because it's like this, not like this.
I'm sorry. I keep on chewing in the microphone, guys.
I don't know. Anyways, so they take off. They made it to Dexter, Iowa, and settled in an abandoned amusement park.
Oh my God. That is my dream.
So they're hiding out in this amusement park, and they get made because they were leaving bloody bandages like in the bathroom, on the ground, because like, ow. did I do that?
The way you looked at it, you're like, you bitch. Well, I spelled that.
Yeah. So they're like in this abandoned park, leaving bloody bandages everywhere because Buck is like bleeding from his head now, and Bonnie's
He's still alive?
Yeah, he's still
Oh.
alive. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Like, anyways,
These people have some determination, man.
no kidding. They're just living on adrenaline alone.
Yeah.
So they got made because they were leaving these bandages everywhere, and so the people that were also like hanging out in this abandoned amusement park call the police. So the local officers and about 100 spectators surrounded the gang, and the officers opened fire. Bonnie and Clyde and Jones escaped. Buck and Blanche were arrested.
Okay.
Buck actually died a few days later in the hospital, and Blanche was arrested and sent to prison for 6 years.
Okay.
So,
Well, two down, 2 more to go.
3.
3.
Yeah, because we got Jones.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So for the next few weeks, and Jones is that 16-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
So for the next few weeks, the remaining members of the Barrow Gang were spotted in Colorado, Minnesota, and Mississippi, and continued to commit small robberies. They even robbed an armory of rifles, handguns, and ammunition in Illinois. In September of 1933, they went back to Dallas, Texas to see family, because that's a smart thing to do, right?
Yeah, right?
Once they got there, Jones left Bonnie and Clyde to go to Houston, where his mother lived. He's like, deuces, I'm out, and goes back to his mom's house. He was later arrested in November of the same year and would eventually be sentenced to 15 years in prison.
Okay.
Some speculate that since he was a minor, Clyde had instructed him that if he were ever to get caught, to tell authorities that he was forced to ride along with the gang and pin everything on Clyde and Jones and Buck. So, which the kid Jones actually ended up doing.
Okay.
So,
Smart.
and because he was like, yep, they made me do this stuff, so he actually wasn't going to be in as much trouble.
Okay.
Because of his testimony, a grand jury delivered a murder indictment against Bonnie and Clyde, though. So this is the first time that Bonnie has been indicted for murder. So when they were visiting family in Dallas, Texas, Clyde suspected that something was off. So one day he left the house and drove off, and nearby officers ran out, like they were keeping an eye on this house. They drove off, and nearby officers ran out and started shooting at the car, striking both Bonnie and Clyde in the legs. But they both escaped.
Of course. Damn.
So in January of 1934, Clyde finally was able to orchestrate an attempt at his original goal of getting revenge on the East Ham prison farm and the Texas Department of Corrections, because remember, he was angry at them for the way that he was treated in prison.
Yeah.
Okay. So
That was gross.
yeah. So there were various people on the prison farm who were at one point or another in the Barrow Gang. So he had some people on the inside, and it was Clyde's goal to get them out. So in the ensuing escape, Major Jones Rosen was shot and killed while several men escaped. This escape brought down the full power of Texas and the federal governments. Can you imagine just like multiple escapees?
Yeah.
No. The Texas Department of Corrections reached out to former Texas Ranger Hank Hammer and asked him to track down the Barrow Gang.
Okay.
So Hammer had served as a law enforcement officer in some form, mostly as a Texas Ranger, and he is widely recognized.
That's so cool.
I know. He was widely recognized as one of the best Texas Rangers to ever carry the badge. He is officially credited with 53 kills.
What was his name?
hold on. It is Hank Hammer.
Another cool name.
I know. Bringing
Hank.
down the hammer.
Hank.
My brother had a leopard gecko named Hank. He named it after Hank the dog, though. Those books. Oh, those are good books. Alice should read those.
Charlotte. Oh, Alice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was officially credited with 53 kills and suffered 17 wounds himself. 3 of Hammer's 4 brothers were also Texas Rangers. His brother Harrison was the best shot of the 4, but Hank was considered the most tenacious.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Gotta be with that name.
I know, right? Hank Hammer, man.
Hank Hammer.
So, starting on February 10th, 1934, Hammer became a constant shadow of the Barrel Gang. He was always either 1 or 2 cities behind them. Like, he was catching up, though. On Easter Sunday, 1934, highway patrolman H.D. Murphy and Edward Wheeler stopped their motorcycles to help a motorist who was on the side of the road. And as they approached, they realized it was Clyde and another man named Henry Methvin, who was one of the prison escapees, and they opened fire. Methvin then later said that he fired the first shots after mistakenly thinking that Clyde wanted the officers dead.
How do you mistake that?
I don't know.
Like, oh, I thought you said shoot him. No, I said, I don't know.
Duck. So Clyde joined in after Methvin started shooting, and Stop. And eyewitnesses, which, like, how are there eyewitnesses? So crazy. Claimed that Bonnie herself fired the fatal shots, which spread like, and this news of her like making those fatal shots spread like wildfire once it was reported by the papers. Over the next few months, these stories became more and more embellished.
Of course.
Eventually, $1,000 reward, which is about $23,000 in today's money, was announced for the bodies of those responsible for the murders.
Damn.
So not just
like wanted dead or alive.
Yep, basically. Not their capture, like I said, just the bodies. And then the Texas governor would later add an additional $500 to that reward. So, and in today's money, that would be what, $11,000?
Oh my gosh.
$11,500 additional in today's money. So, not long after the public. Also, I have a question though about that. So they put out this reward for them wanted dead or alive. Would you then be in trouble for murder if you killed them?
That's what that's what I always wonder whenever you see those types of things. Like, I would think that it would be like if you had to kill them. Yeah. Like, oh, I don't know. Like, if it was self-defense, maybe I would think that it would be okay. But if you're just like, got him.
So like the bounty hunters.
But although what would the cops do?
Right.
You get I know bounty hunters usually get more if they're brought in alive.
But
aren't they? I think they're usually paid more.
Yeah, I would assume so. But it's just interesting that, like, do you get a pardon? Like, you said wanted dead or alive.
Yep.
So I went hunting.
I brought
them
in, so you take care of the rest.
I don't know. Very
including
interesting.
my jail time.
Including my jail time.
Like,
just
knock that off.
Just go ahead and just erase that part.
I'm secretly a serial killer, and I just
right
got another one on the belt.
That would actually be a really good way to stay undercover as a serial killer.
Dead or alive people.
Yeah.
Like wanted people. Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
Man. Okay.
So not long after the public's opinion has shifted now that they saw Bonnie as a cold-blooded murderer, just like Clyde. So in May of 1934, Hammer was still tracking the couple and began to see a pattern. He noticed that they traveled in a pattern between several states because of the state line rule, meaning that officers wouldn't pursue them from one state to another, which is still, I believe, a thing. I don't know. They also started watching the family of Henry Methvin in Louisiana because they noticed that almost all of the gang members centered around the visiting various family members scattered around the country. So they're like keeping an eye on all the family members now.
Smart.
So Clyde had designated Methvin's parents' house as a rendezvous point if they got separated, which they had happened only days before.
Okay.
So May 21st, 1934, a 6-man posse composed of Hank Hammer and various Texas and Louisiana officers learned that Bonnie and Clyde were planning to visit Averson Methvin, which is Methvin's dad.
Okay.
So they set up an ambush on Louisiana State Highway Highway 154 and waited. 9:15 a.m. on May 23rd. Hey, that was just a couple days ago.
Hey.
The posse was concealed in the bushes by the road, and they had persuaded Averson, the dad, to pull his truck over on the side of the road, hoping that Bonnie and Clyde, when they came through, would see Averson and they would, stop to talk to him. I don't know. So they were getting ready to actually give up because they're waiting and they weren't showing up. And they hear Clyde's vehicle approach. So Bonnie and Clyde begin to slow down near Averson's car, and the posse opened fire on the vehicle.
Oh, man.
Clyde was struck in the head by the first shot, and he died almost immediately. The first shot, Bonnie began to At the first shot, Bonnie began to scream as the officers emptied each of their guns into the car. Over 130 rounds were fired. And the coroner said that Clyde had 17 entrance wounds and Bonnie had 26.
Oh my gosh.
Including several in her head.
Oh my gosh.
News quickly spread that Bonnie and Clyde had been killed, and so a crowd began to form around the scene. People were approaching the scene and tried to take souvenirs.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, they wanted shell casings, parts of the car.
It wasn't okay to be into true crime, but now it is.
Yeah, right? So they wanted shell casings, parts of the car. People even took locks of Bonnie's hair.
Ew.
And one man...
Guys.
This is gross. One man was caught trying to cut off Clyde's trigger finger.
Ew. That's disgusting. No. What are you going to do? Sell it? Oh, this is worth a lot of money one day.
Put it in like a jar of water.
What? This is Clyde's finger.
That he pulled the gun on.
Yep.
Can you stop, please? I'm trying to get comfortable. The legacy of Bonnie and Clyde has looked on, and they have become folk heroes to some people. Their story has been told in books, movies, and songs, and they are remembered as symbols of the lawless spirit of the early 20th century. But many others, they are remembered as the notorious pillars who terrorized the country with their violence and crimes. They killed at least 13 people that we know of, and Bonnie and Clyde's crime spree was a defining moment in the history of American crime. Their daring exploits and violent crimes captivated the public and inspired fear across the country. While their legacy has been the subject of much debate, one thing is certain: Bonnie and Clyde will always be remembered as the two of the most notorious outlaws in American history.
Yeah.
And it was also said that 40,000 people went to view Clyde's body when it was being buried.
Yeah.
And over 50,000 people went to view Bonnie's. And you know that people were traveling for that. Isn't that crazy?
Wild.
There are cases that avid members of True Crime Committee are like, wait, hold on. I didn't mean to put this in there. Hold on. That was it. I didn't mean this was.
I'm gonna take out the last part.
Yeah.
Aubrey, who knows?
So let me just kind of repeat that last part. While their legacy has been the subject of much debate, one thing is certain: Bonnie and Clyde will always be remembered as the two of the most notorious outlaws in American history.
I love it.
And that is the story of Bonnie and Clyde.
That was wild. That's crazy. I did not, like I told you before, I did not know all that about them.
Isn't it just so weird to think that, like, even now, that was like back in the 30s, right?
Yeah.
Like, even now, they're still like incredibly talked about, and like people want to be them. And it's like, do you really though?
Yeah, no, no. They didn't just steal stuff, guys.
They killed people.
They killed people.
But their love story is very
I wish we knew more about that. Like
their
more
love
in depth
story.
about their love story. Like I know you said he wrote her poetry, right? Or no,
she
did.
wrote
She wrote
poetry.
Like I want to know like I don't know.
I
wish like I kind of wish they were still alive and just in jail. That way they could like tell their story. Just so it'd be like it'd be even more big then.
Oh yeah, 1,000%.
I'm sure. I
or
know
at
there are
one
movies
point
about
they
them,
would probably be dead now.
Yeah,
but
close to it.
Or close to it. Yeah, they would definitely. I think that it would be really fascinating if they were able to like dig up like journals or something that she kept.
Yeah,
I know that.
Also, they would definitely be dead. So,
well, I mean, my grandpa was born in the 20s.
Yeah, but they were already like what 20 or 30 by then.
They're like early 20s.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but
but I know that her hat and his hat that they both wore is in a museum, and you can see the bullet that like the bullet that killed him.
Is it the Smithsonian?
I think so.
That makes sense. They have a lot of stuff.
And their
was it the French beret?
Yeah. And their car is also in it. You could see all the bullet holes. It's really cool.
That's really neat.
Yeah. I saw it on a TikTok like
that's wild.
months ago.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That was a good story.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Tell me a spooky story of a spooky ghost. Tell me a story about a Sasquatch. Tell me an alien story. You haven't done one of those in a while.
It's a ghost story.
Okay.
It's about the Limp family and the Limp Mansion.
Limp.
Lemp. Limp Mansion and the Limp family.
Did they limp?
You'll find out. Okay, so there's a lot of history on this, so take it in. And also there's a lot of I'm kind of going to be jumping around a little bit because I had trouble placing things.
Gotcha.
Okay. So, the Limp Mansion is located in St. Louis, Missouri. It was built by a John Adam Limp who arrived in St. Louis as an immigrant from Esquige, I forgot to look up how to pronounce that, Germany, in 1838. He started out by opening a grocery store called Limp and Company, and his stores had something unique about them, something that differed from the other grocery stores.
Okay.
And it was that he made his own vinegar, and he also had lager beer.
I'm very interested to see how you actually make vinegar.
I just let some crap sit out for a while.
Yeah, I want to know what vinegar is.
I don't know.
Obviously
what
fermented.
Is. Yeah, it's something.
And it's consumable.
Is it like potato? No.
Is it water?
No, it's not water. It's some kind of what is vinegar? I don't know.
Anyways.
But also lager beer, which is the big thing that we should be focusing on. So
sure.
Forget about the vinegar.
Okay.
Lager beer was not around in the US at the time. So boring beer.
Boring beer.
The art of brewing was picked up from his father. And Limp found that brewing it in the natural limestone cave system under St. Louis was the perfect condition for aging his beer.
Interesting.
Since the beer itself seemed to be a bit... Sorry about your life. Can't play volume. Sorry about your life, dog.
No.
All right. Since the beer itself seemed to be a big hit, I keep on getting hemp and limp and hit. Big hit. Limp canned the grocery store idea, and he's like, I'm gonna open a brewery.
Sure.
So he opened one at 112 S 2nd Street, and it was a success. This,
Okay.
of course, carried throughout the family. Limp's son, William J. Limp Sr., who succeeded his father, and his father, Papa Limp, Adam Limp, he ended up passing not long after that in 1862.
Okay.
And the son took over the business. Sorry.
Okay.
So William, the son, grew the business, making it the largest brewery in St. Louis, soon to be the first nationwide and soon worldwide beer due to his idea of refrigerated brewery cars. So
Whoa.
in 1868, William's father-in-law built the mansion with the beer money, of course. BWRUN beer run.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I said that really fast.
Yeah, you did.
Close to the brewery location. So it was kind of like their like headquarters.
Okay.
It was then eventually purchased by William, who made improvements and additions, and it made it into the Victorian-style mansion and, like I said, the headquarters of the business.
Okay.
So the brewing company was soon incorporated into William J. Limp Brewing Company.
Mm-hmm.
By 1892, his son, William J. Limp Jr., so many repeated names,
Yes.
or Billy, we're going to call him Billy,
Good old Billy.
good Billy, was made vice president, and his son, Louis, was superintendent of the business. So it continued to run through the family. All right, so I'm going to stop there, and I'm going to give you a little bit of stuff through the family. Papa Limp, the first William Limp Sr., he had quite a few children. I think it was 5. Either 4 or 5.
So many children.
So many, but not for that time, though. Okay,
It's like
so
gross how many children that is. It's so disgusting.
I
And
agree. I'm
people
grossed
that
out by
have
2.
5 kids, like, ew, gross. Like, you guys have problems.
You guys have patience.
Is it patience?
Amy, shut up. All these people listen to us because they have 5 kids.
My mom has 5 kids.
Oh. Yeah, you're totally right. Gross. Okay, so I'm going to jump through some of the kids. I'm not going to go in their birth order or whatever. Okay, so the 4th son named Frederick. So about him, Papa Limp originally wanted to pass the business on to the 4th son instead of Billy.
Okay.
But Frederick, unfortunately, had some health problems, and he ended up dying in 1901 due to heart failure.
Oh.
William J. Limp Sr. This is Papa Limp.
Okay.
Billy's dad. Sorry,
Okay.
I feel the need to, because I had to like talk myself through all this.
I appreciate that.
So at some point, his wife died of cancer in the home, I believe, in the mansion. He went through a lot of grief, went through depression, and to add to it, he also lost his best friend in 1904. On February 13th of 1904, he lost his favorite son.
Shouldn't say stuff like that.
It was his favorite son. On February 13th of 1904, Papa Limp evidently got up from bed, ate breakfast, and said he wasn't feeling well. He then returned to his upstairs bedroom. This was in the mansion. And around 9:30 a.m., he shot himself in the head at 67 years old.
Oh, my gosh.
Elsa Limp / Wright.
Elsa?
Yes, this is one of the daughters.
I
It's
love that.
German.
I love it.
Elsa was the youngest daughter of Papa Limp. In 1910, she married a Thomas Wright, making her the richest heiress in St. Louis. It's not really that important, but I felt the need to say it because
Sure.
I thought it was badass.
Sorry, real quick. This is not on topic at all. In the movie Cocaine Bear,
I want to watch that so bad. I
it's
just
on
said
my
that the other
video.
day. It's on like
It's
Paramount.
It's on Peacock, yeah. But in the movie Cocaine Bear, the 2 hikers in the beginning, their name is Elsa and Olaf. And
no way.
yeah.
It's
Who is
kind of like a spoof, right?
Yeah.
Because that's a true story.
It is, but it what? Oh my gosh. What's her name? Oh my gosh. What the F is her name?
Insert waiting music.
Hold on. I'm gonna
I swear to God, Amy, if I'm editing or you're editing, you need to insert a waiting music right now.
Producer of cocaine. Bear. Elizabeth Banks.
Oh, I love her so much.
So
she was Pitch Perfect, right?
Yes, and she was the producer of Cocaine Bear.
What?
And
I didn't know that.
I want to believe that like her daughter was like, "Mom, can you name one of your characters after Frozen?" And she's like, "Sure."
I guess.
Yeah, so she just named, like, that's what I like to picture, because why are their names Elsa and Olaf?
Because it's already kind of like a ridiculous movie.
It is, yeah. Anyway, so go ahead. That was...
Okay, so Elsa Limp, she's the richest heiress now because she's married to this really rich guy.
Right.
But their marriage didn't last long. They filed for divorce in 1919, and she felt that he had treated her with coldness and absent. However, in 1920, they remarried, so I guess it wasn't that bad. Maybe she just liked the money. Although she was super rich too. Just after they had returned to their home in St. Louis, this was not the mansion, where Elsa had evidently killed herself by gunshot.
Why?
I say evidently because it is questionable, I guess, because of their history with like breaking up or ending the marriage and whatnot. And also no one called the police until like 2 hours later.
It's weird.
Yeah.
I want to know why everyone's killing themselves in this house.
I know. It's sad.
You look so sad.
I know. It's so sad. Truly. Okay. So Billy, a.k.a. William J. Limp Jr., Billy took over the business in 1904 because the other brother died and he was the favorite son. So Billy was not the favorite son.
Okay.
Even though he was like completely like ready to take over the business. He was even named after his dad. And also he went to college specifically for this. But he wasn't the one who was the favorite one, which made me mad when I was reading all this. And I'm just like, why wouldn't he pick him? Perfect candidate.
He doesn't. He didn't win.
So Billy took over the business in 1904, and he lived with his wife, Lillian Handlin, or a lot of people called her the Lavender Lady.
Oh.
Evidently, she wore lots of lavender and even had like a lavender carriage with like the horses' straps and everything. Everything was lavender.
The color lavender.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love it. And their only son, William III, in another home. This was not the mansion.
Okay.
Marriage with Billy, though, wasn't what it was cracked up to be. Billy at first showed off Mrs. Limp as like his trophy wife.
Oh, yeah.
And basically he required her to go shopping every week and spend like $1,000 every week.
What a pain.
Like he forced her to like, you need to go shopping. This is what you do as my wife. You need to go shopping.
Oh,
it's so terrible.
Why do people keep like living my dreams?
Like, come on, where are you?
Where's my husband that asked me to do that? What the heck?
That's chump change. This didn't last long. Billy started to become...
Why is she complaining about...
I know. Well, he did become unfaithful. He brought home...
Sorry. I'm so sorry. I could understand
You're
being
so upset by this.
I am, because it's like, I could understand. She's like, I am so much more than my looks, and like spending money in this materialistic person. I get that, and I understand that. So I could understand if she was upset. I don't know if she actually was upset. It sounds like she might have been. It sounds like she was complaining in that sentence. So I get it. I get it. But like, I never wanted to work.
I wouldn't be upset.
I could do it.
I'd be okay with it.
Okay. Anyways,
I think the reason that's not the reason why things started going wrong. He became unfaithful, started bringing home numerous sex workers, and would like have friends over and like have big parties and stuff like that. They had like underground tunnels. I'll go over that in a little bit. Were kind of connected to the mansion.
Okay.
And so they had like a bowling alley down there.
Whoa.
And like a dining area and like
that
an auditorium and a theater and stuff. So they would like party down there.
It's like a speakeasy.
Yeah. So they would party a lot. And so in 1908, they divorced. It was a huge scandal. Like everybody knew about it. It was there was also a big custody dispute over the son. Billy was charged with desertion and cruel treatment and given only visitation rights to his only child.
Dang. But also, like, did she get alimony? Like,
I bet she did. I
You
would
set
fight
me
for
up.
alimony.
You made me spend $1,000 every week. I can't just give that life up now. I'm addicted to it.
I'm used to it. Probably. And also, like, child support. He had to support his own kid.
Yeah.
Sorry, I ate that too soon. These are really good.
Good.
Okay, so to get away, Billy built a country home overlooking the Merrimack River, which is now the edge of Sunset Hills.
Okay.
And in 1990...
Wait, I forgot. Is this in Germany?
St. Louis, Missouri.
Gotcha. Okay.
In 1919, prohibition took a major toll on the business, putting it into a slump. The brewery,
it's a beer company.
Yeah, they didn't want alcohol. No alcohol.
Yeah.
So the brewery was shut down and sold to the Limp's friend, Papa Joe.
Papa Joe.
Then he sold it at it sold at an auction to an international shoe company for $588,000.
That's not very much.
Oh God.
How much is that in today's money, Brie?
Hold on.
Can't believe you didn't have that ready. You know I was gonna ask that question.
I think I did. No, shoot! I looked it up. I didn't write it down. Sorry.
Hold on. How much was it?
$588,000. I was being asked if my kids can have Pepsi. She said just a little. I was like, sure. Go for it.
In today's... What year?
1919, yeah. More waiting noises.
Shut up, Brie. That was rude. I'm sorry.
That's fine. I'm used to it.
I keep wanting to eat.
I know. I'm freaking hungry. I haven't eaten since breakfast. Go get some food. Go get a snack. Oh, so you have eaten today.
So in today's money would be $93,546,117.82.
It's a lot of money. I mean, it's a beer company, so, and I'm pretty sure that was under. I don't think that was the full amount that they should have gotten. I think it was worth more.
Yeah.
In December of 1922, at age 55, Billy shot himself in the...
Why are people killing themselves in this house?
He shot himself in the office of the mansion, the Limp Mansion, which is now the left front dining room. So that's 2-3 deaths there. I wasn't sure. I'm pretty sure their mother died there. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure she died there. And the dad died there, and he died there. So that's 3. Okay.
That's really weird.
Yep. Charles Limp, third son. Charles Limp, the third son. Okay. So in 1929, Charles Limp, the third son, son of Papa Limp, was the last Limp to live in the mansion. He left the brewery in 1917 to go into banking and finance and dabbled in like some politics.
Whoa.
He lived in the home with his dog and 2 servants who were married.
Okay.
In April of 1941, Charles randomly sent a letter to a South St. Louis funeral home requesting that, just in case of his death, his remains should be taken by ambulance to Missouri Crematory. His body should not be bathed, clothed, or changed.
What?
His ashes should be put in a wicker box and buried on his farm. Sorry, there's a lot of autocorrect in here that it should have said
That's
boost. Okay. Buried on his farm. There was to be no funeral and no notice in the papers.
What?
Probably because of all the suicides, and he didn't want to make his family name look bad, even though it's already in the dump, kind of. 8 years later, he shot himself and his dog.
Oh my! Why the dog?
I know. And he did leave a suicide note, and it said, "In case I am found dead, blame it on no one but me."
In case I'm found dead.
Mm-hmm. He's like, "I'm gonna put it up for debate. I'm just gonna leave this here, just in case I like don't like." He's gonna have some drinks, and like I'm gonna write this note just in case if I get up the nerve, and if not, then it's fine.
But
It's
also,
so sad.
okay, but also, like, if you lived, you could just get rid of the note.
He's just gonna leave it there for safekeeping. Poor guy. This is not funny, guys. Sorry. But also, you shot your dog.
Why did we shoot the dog?
But like, my thing is like, I thought about it and I was like, well, maybe he didn't want the dog to be there by himself, and like, what if no one found him right away? But on the other hand, they said that there was a couple of the servants that lived there, so like they could have taken care of the puppy.
Maybe the dog. He didn't want the dog to eat him
I'm
after.
just really sad about the dog.
I know.
So sad. I wonder what his name was. I didn't get his name.
Hank.
Okay, so now we have Edwin Limp.
Okay.
He was the last living child of the Limp siblings. Edwin died of natural causes at age 90, ending the Limp family line. Per his last wishes, his butler burned all the paintings that Limp had collected throughout his life, as well as priceless Limp family documents and artifacts just vanishing from history. He just wanted it all gone and disappeared. Probably because of how like depressed the whole family was and how of all the suicides. Probably just didn't want that on anyone else. Okay, so
what about the son though?
The what?
The son.
Which son?
The one
with the custody?
Mm-hmm.
They don't really talk about him.
Oh, okay.
Well, he didn't inherit anything. I don't think he inherited the business or anything. So
why not?
I don't know.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, so we have another son though, possibly. This one he's called the monkey-faced boy.
Oh no!
It was rumored that Billy had an illegitimate child with Down syndrome, who was kept in the attic out of public view.
I feel like I've heard this before.
You probably have, because I think, and that's why we drink may have covered this. This sounded familiar to me too.
Yeah.
So they kept him in the attic out of public view, and he died at age 30 in the 1940s and was buried in a family plot. I guess that this hasn't been proven, but like there's a family plot and it says, all it says is Limp. It doesn't say name or anything. So it doesn't say exactly who it is, but it just says Limp.
Interesting.
So it's one of the family members, but they don't know who, but like I'm pretty sure everybody else is accounted for. So it's got to be him.
It has to be.
But like I guess paranormal psychics have gone there and they're like, that's not true. And I guess there's no documents of this child. On the other hand, this was back in the day and these people were mother effing rich. So they probably could have like
hid
kept
anything.
it. Yeah.
But what about the mom?
I don't know. Is illegitimate. So maybe, I don't know. I didn't think about that. Oh man, what if he killed her? I don't know. Maybe. I didn't see anything about the mom.
Interesting.
Okay, so let's talk about the Limp Mansion finally.
Isn't that what we've been talking about?
We're just talking about the family.
I looked it up. It's really pretty.
Yeah, it is. So the mansion is a Victorian-styled home consisting of 3 floors, including the attic and the basement, and a total of 33 rooms. Also, did you know that like rooms could be like the bathroom or the kitchen room?
Yeah.
Or like the living room. Like my house technically has like 9 rooms. So like I have a 9-room house.
Okay, so then I would have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. If you count the garage, it's 13.
Yeah, then that's technically a room. Wait, so then I would have 10. Dang. Look at us. Living it up. Okay, so the mansion even had a tunnel system that connected them all underground. And also, like, the tunnel system where the caves that were connected to where the beer was made, the caves were made of limestone. And I've told you before, limestone is like a big thing with paranormal. It's like conducting lots of energy. So that makes a lot of sense. Much of the cave space was converted into an auditorium and a theater and a swimming pool and a bowling alley. So like I had said before, lots of parties were held there, but I believe it's all sealed off now.
Why?
Just stupid waste of space. Probably for like mold and shit. It's probably dangerous.
Maybe.
Rumors from neighbors claim the mansion have had a zoo as well, because I guess they like heard wild animals and stuff. After Charles,
like this, I like just recently heard a story about this. I haven't listened to And That's Why We Drink in a long time.
it's probably a popular story. I found a lot of stuff on this place. Like I could do so much more, but there was like I needed to condense it big time.
Did I do a story about someone having a zoo?
I don't remember. You did Tiger King once, but you know that was never released. Technically.
I don't know.
So after Charles died in 1949, the mansion was sold. The guy who killed himself, I believe.
Which one?
The last one, the one who killed his dog. The mansion was sold and became a boarding house for many years, and over the years it became more difficult to keep up and keep tenants due to the hauntings.
Okay.
So in 1965, a large part of the grounds from the property were taken for the new Highway 55, and the mansion was on its way to being demolished.
No.
In 1975, the mansion was saved, renovated, and restored to its original state and made into you guessed it, bed and breakfast and a restaurant.
I never guessed anything.
Boom, boom. Everywhere's made into a bed and breakfast. It's like, ooh, what can we do with this creepy death trap? Let's make it an Airbnb.
Their food looks good on the website.
It had great reviews. Okay, so the hauntings. From 1975 to 1977, during renovations, the workers would often report paranormal experiences. The workers felt harassed by slamming doors, strange noises, and uncomfortable feelings. And a painter during renovations was working on the ceiling at one point and felt an impatient presence watching over his work, which ended up driving him off. He's like, it just can't be good enough for you. It's like somebody being super picky, like, oh, you got a spot on the wall. You got that spot. Nope, that's not right.
This should not be taking you 4 days to do.
And down. Have you not seen The Karate Kid? In the attic, as I told you about the monkey-faced boy, guests and staff have reported someone speaking throughout the third floor and attic and hallway and storage room area. They've heard someone saying, "Come play with me." People walking by on the streets have also reported seeing a little boy peeking out the tiny window in the attic. In paranormal investigations, toys are placed in the attic bedroom in a marked spot, and when they whenever they return, the toys are in another part of the room. Another investigator claimed to feel something tugging on his hair in the hallway just outside the room. In the main stairway, the feeling of being watched is a common feeling, as well as fast running and footsteps have been heard going up the stairs. I'm just in such a rush. I forgot this. I gotta come back. Also, sounds of someone kicking the door down have been reported.
Kicking the door down.
Yeah, it just reminds me of what's the fudge is his name? The comedian that I love so much, and you love him too.
Dan Cook.
Yeah, Dan Cook, where he said he wanted to do a B&B.
Oh yeah,
B&E. Just kick the door down. Went down in the kitchen, kicked that one down too. I love him. Also, orbs have been caught on video going up and down the stairs. The back stairway, sounds of a dog panting and clinking nails and dragging a chain have been heard in this area, believing to be Charles' dog.
Yeah.
On the second floor, aka William Limp Suite, reports of a white apparition of an older man with a 2-inch beard, so specific, in the sitting room.
They measure
I'd say it's about 2 inches.
Hold on, let me get out my
By
ruler.
my standards, mine's about 5, so it'll take about 3. Yeah, we're gonna go with 2 inches. 2-inch beard sitting in the room by the window had been seen, as well as a presence near the mirror on the large clothes closet.
Okay.
I guess there's like a mirror that's on the floor.
Okay.
The second floor lavender lady suite. Up here, you can smell the strong scent of lavender,
No.
which can also be smelled on the furniture, as well as a shadow slipping through the crack in the bedroom door or in the bathroom door. Lastly, even with the door locked, it has been found open wide many times, and that's the second floor lavender lady suite.
That.
On the first floor, the piano on the first floor is often heard playing on its own, and drinks have been known to stir themselves, as well as glasses moving and breaking on their own. I wouldn't mind someone stirring my drink.
Yeah, I would like the piano too.
Yeah, especially like whenever I'm drinking my bourbon and Diet Dr. Peppers, like the alcohol settles to the bottom, and like it needs to be stirred around every now and then. So like, go ahead, do it.
Go ahead, and that's your job.
Yep. Thanks, Ghosty. In the lavender ladies' dining room, creepily, the paintings of the people in this room tend to follow you wherever you go. And
Wait, how?
Like their eyes just look
Oh,
like
the
they're
eyes.
watching you. Yeah.
Ooh, like in Haunted
It's
Mansion.
so creepy. Yes. And investigators from Missouri Ghost Hunters were roughly pushed out of the door in this room. In the dining area, in the living room, guests have been touched, and a full apparition of a man have been seen sitting at the table before the restaurant opens. And whenever they ask, like, "What are you doing here, man?" He's like, he just disappears right before their eyes.
No.
And that was the original William Limp Jr.'s, a.k.a. his office where he killed himself.
Oh, Bree.
In the downstairs women's bathroom, many women have reported a solid apparition of a man peeking over the stall at them.
Ew, peeping Tom.
This was evidently where Billy had a private bathroom. One guest who experienced this left the bathroom and told the two men she saw outside, "I hope you got a good eyeful." And they had no idea what she was talking about. I hope you like what you saw. They're like, "What?" I was just staring at this painting. In the basement, the areas around the sealed tunnel, which led to the pool, theater, and the party area, are called the Gates of Hell. That's what people call them.
What the heck?
Psychics have sensed an angry, silent, shadowy figure intensely pacing back and forth in front of the sealed tunnel. The basement dining rooms, this area gives the feeling of someone looking over your shoulder. An investigator once spotted a white misty apparition floating up the archway out of the corner of his eye, and when he turned, it disappeared, but a quick picture revealed an orb. Also down here, the tablecloths have been silently torn off the tables, and the tables move whenever you're turned away from them.
Okay.
I'm almost done.
Okay.
Okay. So I know this is a long one. I haven't done a long one in a while.
No, you're good. I don't know. I'm just like uncomfortable right now.
I know it's I think it's the no blanket. I don't know. The no blankets bother me.
That could be it.
After watching an episode of Ghost Adventures, I just got kind of little tiny bits of it because I was drinking at the time. So, sorry. First of all, the crew spoke with some of the staff and the owners, and one said almost every time they'd been there, they'd seen something paranormal.
Whoa.
The owner had recalled an experience where he'd found pictures that had turned upside down upstairs. Like, I guess his wife, who also worked there, was up there cleaning, and she's like, "Hey," she came downstairs to tell him, she's like, "Hey, you need to go upstairs and go see something." And he's like, "What do you want me to see?" She's like, "You'll know when you go up there." And he goes up there, everything looks normal, and then he turns around and the pictures are all upside down.
Ew.
Yeah.
At least they're not crosses.
Yeah, and still that still freaks me out though, still, regardless.
Yeah.
During investigation, a couple who were once guests at the Airbnb had claimed they had had an experience in the William Limp's room years prior. And so the crew was like, "Hey, you want to be a part of our investigation?" And they had them lay in the bed for a little bit.
What?
And I guess they were all on board for it. And the man was like, "Hey, if someone's in the room, dim the lights." And right on cue, the lights like dimmed like right after he said it. Like it was like a really quick dim and light again.
Ew.
Okay, so that's all the haunted stuff that I have. I got 2 Yelp I'm Scared reviews.
Okay. Yep, I'm scared.
Yelp I'm Scared reviews. This one's from Patty H, and she gave 5 stars.
Good job, Patty.
I went with my brother for a haunted tour of the hotel. We were loaned an infrared camera to film and take pictures with an instrument similar to a Geiger counter. When we were in the lavender room, I walked over to the far side of the bed, which is against the wall. I was checking the activity there by the instrument. It showed high activity, and with a wall right behind me.
Okay.
A wall directly right to my right and a bed in front of me. Something touched the lower inside of my right leg and then my left leg.
Okay.
Later, we went and saw the room with the piano in it. When I went to where the bench for the piano was, I could faintly smell vanilla and cigars.
Oh.
I went home later, and when I was getting ready for bed, I can smell cigar smoke in my room for about 10 minutes. It was such an awesome experience, and if you are into haunted houses, you will definitely want to take a tour. We did not stay the night at the hotel or have dinner during the visit, so planning on going back.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
This is from Sarah R. And she gave 3 stars. I think it was
3 stars.
There was something, I can't remember. I think I took out part of it, but I think it was like a pointless thing about, I don't know.
Their services.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. We stayed in the Elsa suite, which is on the top floor and rumored to be the most haunted. Upon entering, I immediately began to experience vertigo and bothersome neck pain, and that lasted until I left the room after having to lay down on the bed for 15 minutes.
Whoa.
During the night and above the din of the freeway, my husband and I heard loud sighing and breathing that came from neither one of us, and located in between the bed and the mirror across from the bed. Oh, okay. We slept with the light on until after 4 a.m. And when we finally turned it off, I awoke to an interesting dream that detailed what I believed to be an injury of a person who had been there before.
Whoa.
As of today, the mansion is still haunted and is open as a bed and breakfast, having a great restaurant from what I read in the reviews. You can also go on ghost tours and hear all the creepy ghost stories in the history. And every Sunday they have a murder mystery dinner.
Oh, I love that.
And that is the Limp family and the Limp family mansion. All right.
That was a good one.
Thank you. Sorry that was so long.
No, it's fine that it's long. It's very fascinating how like.
Oh, I didn't even mention it.
What?
I didn't find it online, probably because I don't know, maybe I wasn't looking for the right things. But on Ghost Adventures, they had mentioned that in the tunnels beneath there was a Native American and a woman who wanted to marry a man, but she was meant to marry someone else, and they wanted to be together, so they ran away and they hid in the tunnels and they got stuck down there and died, or one of them died or something.
Oh my
and then
gosh.
Supposedly some people believe that the tunnels are haunted, and then some people think that that's maybe why the family was cursed, the Limp family. So yeah,
why would they be
essential.
cursed because of that though?
Because you know, if the Native American couple can't be together, then no one else can be together.
That I was gonna say, it's fascinating that they all were like depressed or something like that.
It's like it ran through the family.
Yeah,
but also like it's a typical tale. Like money can't buy you happiness.
It could buy happiness.
They had all the money in the world, and every one of them except for one. All of them but one killed themselves.
That is so crazy.
Yeah. Except for the one son, the favorite son. He died.
Right.
Of heart failure. Yeah.
So crazy. Thank you.
Thank you for listening.
You're welcome. I don't really have a choice. I'm going to tell you my neighborhood story real quick.
Okay.
It's from Twitter. And it says, my neighbor would work on his car every day, and after 2 months, I offered to help, and he said, "It's not broke. I just hate my family."
Oh, that's sad.
Well, I'm going to go work on the car again, I guess.
It's like Josh going to the garage.
Yeah.
I'm going to go sneak in the garage.
Yeah. My dad has a TV, a chair, a table and a TV in the garage.
That's genius.
And he'll just sit out there
But
and watch TV.
That's cool. That's awesome. Did you see the dad spa thing that I posted of Dude Dad? Oh my God, you should watch it. It's hilarious. I love them.
I like Doodad.
Yeah, they were like, "Do you need a dad's? Does your dad need to get out?" And they're like, "Here, try our spa. It's a air conditioned garage." And they had like a lawn chair you could sit in the garage, and you can sit there and enjoy the aroma of like. It was like all man smells. Yeah. And then like she's like, and also try some of our classes. And so she walks into camera view and gives him a jar of pickles. She's like, "Hi, sir. Can you please help me open this?" And he's like, "Yeah, no problem." And he opens it with no problem. She's like looking at the camera like, I could have done that.
I'll watch it.
It's really cute. I posted it.
Okay. So we're going to go.
Yep. We love you guys, and
thank you for being patient with us.
Yes, keep good thoughts in your brain for us. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye. Say hi to. Nope. So have you checked on the neighbors?
What's with the neighbors?
Bring Amy out.
What? We're not gonna be neighbors anymore.
Stop. Say hi to our cats for us.
Meow.
Stop.
Don't get dead. Oh no, I just realized that we're a lie. This is all a lie.